Welcome to another video on smart architectural programming. My name is Mohammed, and coding alongside me is.
George, and today we'll be going over, understanding the lengths of dictionaries in Python with some specific examples. I'll let you take it, Mohammed.
So basically, the reason we picked up the topic of yeah, understanding how we can find out the length of a dictionary is because there's a lot of traction and discussion of this topic on forums, and not because it's difficult, but rather because uh, once or twice, or probably more than that, most programmers have this question on how we can find out the length of our dictionary, and we'll go about doing that in four different methods. Just like with any one of our videos, we go over multiple methods, primarily for one single reason, and that is to expose you to different functions, methods, and ways in Python. While doing a simple, like just showing you one example of doing that would be fine and would address the premise of the question. But ultimately, what these videos are here to expose you to more of Python so you can become a better programmer. And the way to becoming a better programmer in Python is to get exposed to more and more different ways or methods within Python. So with that out of the way, we'll start on our topic, which is finding the length of dictionaries. The first, most simple and most straightforward method is using the built-in length method in Python. So we define a dictionary in line 1, save it to a variable, and on line 2, within another variable called length, we use the length method, which has the input of the dictionary that we defined, and then we print the length of the dictionary. This is as simple as that. The length method is the most commonly used method and the most simplest method. So probably this might be a lot of you would be using this method to finding the length of the dictionary. So we run this code and we get the answer that is 3. And with that, we move to the next way to do that, and that is using iteration and loops. Now, this is a fairly archaic method of keeping tabs on length of different data types in Python or any other language for that matter. This method was primarily used in C, where we did not have a lot of built-in methods, and programmers had to use very simple, fundamental commands in that language to get basically to get the lengths of different data types or any operation they might wanted to do in that language. But in Python, we probably don't use this method. But just to get you familiar with this method, because this is something that is this approach, this programming approach is something that is very helpful to people in different scenarios. So we'll just go over this. We define a dictionary on line 1, then we define another variable called count on line 2 and may equate it to 0. So the value of count is 0. Then we run a for loop on each element of the dictionary one by one. And every time the for loop runs, because it identifies there's an element in this dictionary, it adds 1 to the counter here. It does that 3 times, one for A, once for B, and once for C. And the count converts to 3. And then we print the length of the dictionary, and that is the value of the count. So when we run this code, we get the answer that is 3. So that is another way, but fairly archaic way, of getting the length of a dictionary. The third way is using dictionary comprehension. Now, let me remind you, this is a video of finding the length of a dictionary. Dictionary comprehension is a fairly complicated topic and a fairly relatively important topic that we'll not go into too much details for. So in line 1, we define a dictionary. On line 2, we define we use the length method to find the length of a dictionary comprehension that we have applied using the dict.items method. So just to give you a rough estimation of what is happening here is basically we are creating a new dictionary using dictionary comprehension that iterates over the key value pairs of the original dictionary that we defined on line 1. And since each key item in a dictionary is unique, the resulting dictionary using dictionary comprehension will have the same number of items as the original dictionary. Then the length method function is applied to this new dictionary to get its length. So Pretty much, this is a very, very redundant way of doing this, but we're just trying to give you exposure on different Pythonic concepts that you could use. And dictionary comprehension is a relatively an important one to get exposed to. Maybe we'll do a video on this topic sooner or later. So click the bell icon below to keep updated to any new videos that might be published from our side. Um, and then we just print the length of this dictionary. And we run this code, and we'll probably get the same answer, that is 3. So with that out of the way, the last method is using the length method along with the keys method. So we define the dictionary on line 1, and then just like the previous one, we on line 2 we define a variable called length and use the length method on the keys method. Now, just to explain what the my dict.keys method is doing, let me explain that a little bit basically. So the keys method basically returns a view object that displays a list of all keys in the dictionary. Again, the keys method returns a view object that displays all the keys in the dictionary. Simply speaking, we run the keys object, it finds all the keys within the dictionary and creates a list of those keys. Now that we have all the keys of the dictionary, we pretty much can run in a list. We can just run the len method on that list and identify how many key value pairs are within that dictionary. And if you know the amount of key value pairs in a dictionary, you know the length of that dictionary. Um, this method is considered concise and efficient because it doesn't, unlike the iteration method, all the 3 methods that we discussed, other than the iteration method, are concise and efficient because you don't keep on repeating or iterating over the same dictionary over and over again. Overall, what you can understand, let me just first run this code to show that this code is functional as well, and we get the answer that is 3. So generally speaking, each method achieves the same result of finding the length of the dictionary, but they use slightly different approaches to accomplish that task. While again, I'll just say that use the length method, that's the most simplest one, but getting exposure to the different methods and the different concepts is important through this video. So you understand how to find the length of the dictionary, but at the same time, you got exposed to 3 different ways, 3 additional different ways of doing that, and 3 additional concepts in Python. So with that, we will wrap up our video. George, would you like to add anything at the end?
No, I think you covered everything. And I'd just like to say, just comment in the comment sections if you guys have any questions. Thank you.